is Pastor Scott Cruz with the Deeper Rock. Hope you're having a good day today. Today we're in Galatians chapter 6, verses 1 through 10. And at the beginning of this reading, we find the Apostle Paul instructing us of how to restore a brother who has fallen into sin. And he says to do so gently. And I want to encourage you that if there is somebody in your life or somebody in your sphere of influence who has fallen short of God's best for them, I want to encourage you to restore that person gently by loving them unconditionally exactly where they are, and to restore them gently. See, my God is a gentle God. His hand is so strong, but he applies just enough pressure. Now, if you fight against him, it doesn't feel gentle because it's like pushing against a wall. But his hand is always so very gentle with us. And so I want to encourage you to be gentle with the people around you and to love them unconditionally right where they are, so that we can inspire the people around us to be their very best rather than beating them down, because that just doesn't work very well either. But a few verses later, Paul gives us a warning in verse 7. He says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked." A few days ago, we talked about how we can deceive ourselves, and Christians can also deceive themselves by thinking, I can dabble in a little bit of sin and I can get a little bit of this on me and it's not going to hurt me because it only hurts me. Verse 7, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you will reap. When you sin and you come to God and you ask for forgiveness, he completely forgives you. He throws your sin as far as the east is from the west. He throws it in a sea of forgetfulness. He absolutely forgives you. However, sin always hurts and always destroys. The wages of sin, the Bible says, is death. And so, when you sin, God will forgive you and you get to go to heaven, but it still screws up your life in this life. And it hurts the people around you in this life. And that's probably one of the biggest tragedies of sin. Sometimes people say, well, how could God allow this thing to happen, allow this to happen? And so often in those circumstances, it wasn't God that allowed it, but the same free will that we all had was exercised badly to do sinful things. Somebody kills somebody. God didn't do that, but it was the sinful nature in that person that caused that to happen. And I want to encourage you, the sin always hurts, it always destroys, and it does so in proportion to the sin. The idea that telling a white lie is the same as killing somebody, we'll talk about that another day perhaps, but it just isn't true. Your sin hurts in the proportion to the sin. And I want to encourage you today to live a life pleasing and pure and holy to God because he loves you. He wants you to have a prosperous life. He wants you to have good relationships. He wants you to be healthy and happy because that's how you're going to be the most influential for him. And what does God want more than anything else? He wants you and everybody you care about to be in heaven with him forever. May the Lord richly bless you, and I hope to see you in church on Sunday.